Here's a couple of simple, sturdy toy planes you can make. If you'd like to make your own, I've got plans with full-size cutting templates over at shop.WWMM.com. I love these kind of projects because they're a great way to use up any kind of scrap lumber that you've been saving, maybe some hardwood or some exotic wood that you just don't have enough of to make anything more substantial. I've got a cherry board and a maple board I'll be able to make my planes with. Of course, this would be a great project to use some inexpensive pine lumber and just paint it. You really need a bandsaw for this project. So I'm gonna cut out these pieces in the template and I'll just go ahead and paste them down to these boards. You could also cut these out just like using, I don't know, a coping saw, a hand saw, if that's your thing. So these are all of the pieces, but this is going to be like way too many pieces because like the propeller and then this back wing thing, you know, these are going to be much thinner. So I'm going to be slicing this board this way. So really I can get 4 propellers if I use both of these, or I could get 2 by just using one board. But this way I would be able to use 2 different colors of wood. So there's a lot of options here, and I'm really overthinking this. I'm just gonna go and put these down and just start cutting them up. I think what I'll do is I'll just cut out all of these basic shapes first and get those all sanded down to the line, and then I can resaw them to their thicknesses on my bandsaw just free-handed. I don't think there's really any need to pull out the table saw to resaw these for something this small. Now I can sand everything down exactly to the line. I'm drilling these shallow holes to hold the wheel supports underneath the wings. To make the biplane, I want to drill these holes all the way through. And it's important to drill those 4 holes now before you separate this into 2 wings so that they'll line up. And here you can see how this will be the underside of the wing that'll just drop down into there like that. What I need to do is cut this into 2 pieces, the halfway point, which will be right there. I've got this marking gauge here so I can make a line that I can use for cutting on my bandsaw. I'll just try to follow that line as close as I can. And I'll do the same thing with the other wing, even though I'm only going to use one of these halves. And I can do the same with these little rear wings. I made the propellers even thinner, and I'll drill a hole through each of them. It's just big enough for this screw to fit through and spin. I want to give all of these pieces a real thorough sanding to ease over all of the sharp edges. These dowels are going to be the wheel supports. I'll drill a small hole in each of these for the axle. I want to kind of ream these holes out a little bit so that the axle will spin. To glue these to the underside of the wings, I need to make sure those holes are aligned. So what I can do is just run it through this dowel and then drop them in. And while I'm waiting for those to dry, I might as well glue these rear wing things in place. I'm pretty sure there's a name for those rear wings. You know what? I'll bet they're called tail wings. To make the biplane, I need to glue these dowels into place. This is a little tricky. And I'll glue the wings in place. The front wings. I'll try to carefully glue these wheels in place so I don't get any glue on those posts. These are store-bought wheels that I picked up off of Amazon. All right, all that's left is to attach the propellers. I'll finish these with a couple coats of spray lacquer. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed this project. Don't forget, if you'd like to make your own, I've got plans available on a pay whatever you want basis over at shopwwmm.com. Thanks for watching.